Hi there, I am Sarah Colas. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahcolas.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today I have a special guest, and we're going to talk about being a bridesmaid. How do you feel about that, Ange?
I don't feel too experienced, but I think I have a couple things to say.
Oh, you have a couple things to
Maybe.
say? Great. Well, I made a list of things I want to talk about, so we're just going to chit chat through them. So if you don't already know, this is my sister, Angela Colas.
Sarah's favorite sister.
Soon to be Angela Dombeck. She's getting married next June 14th, 2025. So that's very exciting. You got engaged, what was it?
July 9th.
July 9th. Very exciting. So as this is the Dressing Up podcast after all, what is your favorite item in your closet right now?
You're putting me on the spot.
Oh,
you
should have known.
I know, but like my favorite item right now are shoes. Does that count?
That counts. Yeah, it's in your closet, right?
Yeah, okay. I have the Birkenstock clogs and I'm obsessed with them.
Ooh.
They're like perfect fall shoe and they look cute with jeans or just cute shorts. They're like very nostalgic because we had them when we were younger. And I was debating buying them for like a few years because I was like, oh, they're probably just trendy and then going to go out of style.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were in Mackinac and I saw them. And I was like, I just had to have them because they were like out of stock so many places. And that was like a year ago. And now I'm really glad that I got them.
You know, I feel like they've like been in style for a few years now.
Yeah. And I was a little
like
late.
they're not going. Yeah.
No.
I just got some. Thank you, Mimi. I had my friend Mimi who gifted me some, but I've actually never owned Birkenstocks, and I got them recently, and I love them too. They're very versatile.
They're so comfy. I want like another pair now.
What color do you have?
I think it's just the like, I don't know what it's called. Just like the suede, like light brown or light tan or something.
Basic.
Yeah, basic
Birkenstock. Yeah. Didn't you say that like basic is one of the key words for your wedding planning aesthetic? Oh, is that just Melissa?
Like, because I feel like that can be a bad thing.
Yeah, it is to me. I think with both you and Melissa, I was always like, yeah, you could do that. It's like just really basic, but like you could do that. And you're like, I just like being basic.
I think the better word for it is simple. I want to be simple, but not necessarily like basic, because I just feel like that doesn't have a good like sound to it.
Yep. How's wedding planning going, by the way?
It's good. It's a little stressful, but I'm trying to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. You also started wedding planning like in the fall, which is all wedding vendors' busy season.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind if you get married in the spring, summer, and you start planning in the fall. It is hard to get a hold of vendors. Don't take it personal. Give them some space, which is what I keep telling Ange.
Yeah. But then like we're like gonna be rolling into like Christmas and stuff. So I want to just try to get a lot done.
Yeah. You're doing good. You're checking things off.
Yeah, a lot of things in the works.
We went dress shopping at Ivory Loft Bridal. It was so much fun in Benton, Michigan. The most adorable bridal shop. They have the best quality gowns. That's what they're very much about. And so I wanted Angela to try those on. Of course, I didn't put the pressure on Angela. So if she found her dream dress there, great. But otherwise, I'd love to make it. So I think we have decided that I'm making it.
Yes.
Yes.
We just don't know what we're going to go with.
Are you saying yes to the potential dress?
Saying yes to the designer.
Ooh, even better. I like. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to be interviewing Kevin potentially on this podcast, because if you haven't met Kevin yet, he's a good talker and we can have some good, fun conversations. So I'm going to talk to him more about the engagement itself and all those things. But tell us a little bit.
Well, I I feel like we should like do a podcast together.
Oh,
because his side is different than my side on a lot of things.
Interesting. Now, the only reason I was thinking of Kevin himself is because it's so hard to get this girl on the podcast, by the way. So you're lucky to have her sitting here right now, chit-chatting with you, maybe. So, but that would be great. Yeah, we do like a Kevin version, Angela version of the engagement.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's get back on topic. Bridesmaids. Ange, are you an expert on this topic?
No.
How many times have you been the bridesmaid?
3 friends 2 sisters.
That's 5 times.
5.
Always the
I'm missing
bridesmaid,
any.
never a bride.
Well, now I'm the bride.
Now you're the bride, the grand finale.
Yeah, really.
I
Rest of
was-
my friends.
I had never been a bridesmaid yet when I got married. So I had the other end of it where I got married first and then was the bridesmaid a bunch of times. And you were a bridesmaid a bunch of times and then the bride.
Yeah.
So that's different. I bet that's a little more enjoyable than.
Well,
than
yeah,
my
like for
experience.
yours, like that was like
No one knew what they were
everybody's first
doing.
one. No one
Yeah.
had any idea
I
what
think
to do.
I'm quite sure all of my bridesmaids had never been a bridesmaid. Everyone that was on my bachelorette party had never been to a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Like there was a bunch of firsts for
Yeah.
everybody. But now we're all pros and we know what we're doing. So
Yeah.
that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I was the guinea pig. Okay, so you were a bridesmaid a couple times. I'm going to start going through my list a little bit and then we'll kind of pop yours in. I just have like a bullet list that we're just going to run through.
Okay.
Like one being, these are like such random thoughts and tips. Okay. They're not like, it's not like a guideline to being a bridesmaid or anything. We're just chit-chatting. You guys are just driving to work. You're just like trying to pass the time and listen to some good chit chat. So that's what we're doing right here. So first of all, being a bridesmaid, but I also think this goes for like all wedding guests, do not drink non-clear liquids around the bride, period. Orange juice in the morning, mimosas in the morning. Do not, once the bride has her dress on, no non-clear liquids near the bride, okay? We don't need a hazard in that way. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, that's a good point. I just never really had run into that issue.
Well, I did because on my wedding day, I almost had a spill on my wedding dress. Someone was like holding a glass and like I was sober enough to be like staring that glass down and thank God I was able to move my dress out of the way. But like I hear spills happening all the time. It's usually not the bride. It's usually someone around her.
Yeah. I usually drink white wine anyways.
I know. Yeah, same. Okay. The person bustling your dress, if you can have that as the bride, have that person come with you to your final alterations fitting. Okay. So if you're the designated bustler for the bride, try to go to her last fitting if you can, and if you're invited, and then ask to take a video. I require that people take a video when we're bustling here at my studio. And then also watch that video the night before the wedding. Okay, not the morning of the wedding when you're supposed to be doing other things. The night before, so it's super fresh in your mind. You're not forgetting anything. It's just nice and fresh and you'll be successful.
I have an idea of what you should do.
What?
You should make like little postcards of all the different types of bustles and like how to bustle it.
Yeah.
In addition to maybe a video, but like
Yeah.
if someone just has a card, like if someone wasn't able to do the
Yeah.
bustle that took the
That's
video.
a really good idea. And I've done that a couple times. And there's different personalities out there. Some people just can't understand it on paper.
Or you should like take videos, like you take a video of each type of bustle on like an example dress, and then give them a little postcard with like a QR code or something that links to the video.
100%.
And they can watch that video.
You're on something.
But if it's not like, if someone's dress is like something different to it though. Like,
Yeah, that's the trouble too, is like every dress is so different. Like an over bustle on a really simple dress to someone that doesn't know bustles, like would think it looks totally different on a big ball gown dress, where to me they look exactly the same, but to other people they don't. But yeah, good point. So speaking as a bride, I would really consider who you're having bustling your dress. So amongst the bridesmaids, there are typically people that would be good at that type of thing and people that aren't. My maid of honor, for example, is not good at that type of thing. So I would never assign her as the go-to bustle person. So just think about that when you're choosing which bridesmaid or friend. It doesn't even have to be a bridesmaid. It could also be your mom or whoever. Just find someone that's actually kind of good at that thing, that's kind of creative and artsy and can handle it. My sisters could not handle it on my wedding day.
no. Well, I didn't even really know. I don't even think I knew what a bustle was back then. But I did my friend Olivia's. I did her
That's
bustle.
great for
I helped her
Olivia,
sister.
but
Yeah.
not for me.
No, your dress
No.
was too big.
I showed all three of you and mom how to bustle
You
my
didn't
dress.
show me.
Yes, I did.
I don't remember.
I
that.
did. I showed all of you as a group in the basement at mom and dad's house. I showed you how to bustle
Before
it.
the wedding?
Yes,
I don't remember this.
you were all there. And then on the wedding day, who bustled it? Do you
I have
remember?
no idea.
That's a bad bridesmaid move, Ange.
Well, again, that was my first time being a bridesmaid. I had no idea.
Okay, for the record, I bustled my own dress. Okay, practically broke my back twisting to get those little loops on the buttons at my waist. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Okay, here's one. In the getting ready room, no phone calls as a bridesmaid. Take the phone calls into the hallway. What do you think?
That's very niche, but
Yeah. But isn't
yeah.
it like, kind of stressful? Like there's certain people I know whose phone is always ringing. Like it's just always ringing.
Yeah.
People are always calling them and it just gets like stressful. Like just try to avoid that.
I just think you should like just not have your phone like around you. Like
That's
like
true.
when there's a bunch of other bridesmaids, like you just sit and like chit chat with them or like
Yeah. In
talk
real
about
life.
how good their hair looks and just like
Yeah.
all the things. Like I just try not to be on my phone when we're getting
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. The getting ready time is so much fun. I love it. Have your bridesmaid dress steamed in advance.
Yes, but don't like sometimes people are there like the day of to steam.
Yes, sometimes, but sometimes the bridesmaid dresses are like someone's is so wrinkly that you have to spend so much more time on that person's. And if you have 9 dresses to steam, like who's doing
Yeah.
that? And you're also not supposed to steam the dresses after your hair or makeup is done. I've learned this from experience being a bridesmaid. Everyone's like, oh, Sarah, can you steam the dresses the morning of the wedding? Absolutely. I have no problem doing that. But then don't put that person first for hair or makeup. They need to go last, which I know the last spots are like the prime seats in the getting ready schedule. So you have to really think about that one because I've been really caught before where the bridesmaid doesn't show up until her scheduled hair or makeup time, but I was supposed to have already had the dresses steamed already before my hair and makeup was done. So you just got to think about that schedule. I feel like that's something that people always overlook. So worst case scenario, you just don't steam the dresses at all, which is to my point why you should steam it beforehand. Ooh, this is the hot one.
Great.
Don't talk about your own wedding unless specifically asked and don't dwell on it. Keep it short.
Yeah. But like usually if it's like a happy thing, I feel like it's okay to talk about. But if it's something that like went wrong in your wedding, like maybe don't.
Yeah, but also like I hear that all the time when I'm doing dress fittings with girls and like their sister or their friend will be like, well, for my wedding, we did this. And then they talk about it for 5 minutes. And it's like, well, this isn't your wedding. Let's keep it
Yeah.
focused on this particular bride in this moment. You can have that chit chat in the car maybe, but I know Melissa was saying that everyone was just saying for my wedding, for my wedding, for my wedding.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
true.
gets annoying after a while, I think.
Yeah. I guess just yeah, like on the wedding day, don't talk about your own wedding.
Absolutely not.
But like, I mean, like as I'm wedding planning, I like having all the advice of all the people that got married before me. But like on the wedding day, like talking too much about your own wedding, I feel like is
Yeah.
not great.
Or like if when we went dress shopping, if Melissa talked about her dress shopping experience the whole time, wouldn't that get annoying?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like just keep it focused on the bride. So when you're given advice from other people's weddings, do you like it to be unsolicited or you want to like specifically ask?
It depends on what it is. Because if sometimes I'll specifically ask, but sometimes they like bring up something that I never even thought of.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they brought it up.
True. I guess the point here is be mindful when you're talking about it. See if it seems annoying or not. Okay, a tip here. Don't be late to anything.
No.
Absolutely anything. As a bridesmaid, no one wants to be waiting for you. Bride is ready. We're all ready. Yeah. Don't be late. That goes for really everybody. I mean, including the bride and groom, but like especially everybody else. You don't want to be the reason the day slows down. That like the parents are running late or the groomsmen are running late. Just don't be late. I think at least offer. Okay. So there's usually a few bridesmaids or maybe even just one bridesmaid that's planning the bachelorette party. And I think as a bridesmaid, first of all, you should be there if you can. If it's a vacation bachelorette party, if you can financially do it, if you can take work off, if you can make it happen, great. But I think it's also nice to talk to the party planner directly. Don't go through the bride. Talk to the party planner directly and ask how you can help. And I think it's always great. And this goes for my next bullet point as well, but I think it's always great when you give examples of how you can help. Because when I was a bride, but also for Melissa's wedding, everyone's always asking, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? And it's just a very vague statement. And it's hard to ask people for certain things because you don't know how much they want to help. So I always think it's great when you give examples of things I could help with. Like for me, I'm a very like crafty person. So when I offer to help with something, I always offer to help for something that's like craft related. Like for example, you could offer to make like the bachelorette party goodie bags that are always so popular. taking care of the photo wall. That's always a good one. If one person can just knock it out all by themselves. And these are things that are really nice to take off of the load of the actual party planners themselves that are doing way more above and beyond these things. It's just one less thing to think about. You could offer to bring the drinks or bring snacks. You could offer to book a dinner reservation. Usually on every bachelorette party, there's like one nice dinner reservation. You could just offer to just take care of that, do the research, find the spot, take care of it. And again, ask the people planning the party and not the bride herself, because that just gets so stressful. Even if you don't know that person very well, I'm sure you have their phone number or can easily get it and talk to that person directly. Any thoughts?
Yeah, that's good. I'm not as crafty, so I usually try to like offer food or something. Or like when I'm on a bachelorette trip, I try to do the Ubers when I can.
Yes, that's
Just
a good
because I might not be
point.
helpful in other ways, like being crafty and whatever, but
Yeah, that's really,
yeah.
but being mindful of like, how can you help is important.
Yeah.
We just planned Melissa's bachelor party kind of with Colleen, and we did an episode on her bachelor party actually. So you can listen to that one as well, but it was a lot of work.
Yeah, it's like a lot more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
There's just like so many little details
Yeah.
to think about.
And organizing with all the girls, like not that it's like a burden, but it is like an amount of work to get everybody on the schedule, committed, make the payments that need to be made, all that kind of stuff. So we're still brainstorming about Angela's bachelor party though. We don't know where we're going yet, but we have thoughts. Okay, similar to the last point I just made, the shower. I think it's really easy these days, unfortunately. The shower typically gets put all on one person. And I think it's nice, just like with the bachelorette party, if people offer to help. But again, like offering something specific is always nice. So like offering to do the centerpieces or do the party favors or taking care of the invitations completely. That was really nice when I threw Mary's bridal shower, that Kirsten completely took care of the invitations. I can't tell you how much of a load that took off of me. So that was great. Or simply just gathering the addresses too. I mean, that's a task in itself. Helping the day of, and you know, this is kind of, I could do a whole episode just on throwing bridal showers, but I think something that people think helps that doesn't actually help is showing up a half an hour or an hour before the party to help set up. That is just not helpful. And often it's actually more stressful, to be honest. So if you're gonna offer to help set up, come 3 or 4 hours in advance so that the people actually throwing the party can go get dressed. Like that's usually what happens with me when I throw a shower. I want that last half an hour to be me getting dressed, me putting on my makeup, and me being there early to help greet guests that come early. Because there's always those people that come 10 minutes early. Another one is like offering to help with cleanup, which you can also just do spur of the moment on the day of. Taking care of desserts. You did that one for Melissa's shower. Preparing a game, or even just contributing financially. I mean, that's a whole topic. I mean, I could do a whole topic on showers, but they're not cheap. Okay. So if you feel like you can't help in any other way, that is a nice thing to do. And again, ask the planner, not the bride, because that can get stressful on the bride. So just go directly to the person planning the party. Any thoughts?
No, I don't have anything in my head right now.
Great.
I'm sure I will, like when we're done.
Do you had some ideas you want to talk about? Ordering your dress well in advance.
Yes.
You need to do that. As a bridesmaid, that's like your one duty to get your dress.
And ordering it in advance. I know like some people have like ordered 2 different sizes. So like allow time for that if you want like a different size.
That's right. That's a good point, because if you want to exchange it, you need to have a lot of time.
Yeah.
This isn't Amazon. Like these dresses do take a while to come in. It's crazy.
Well, it depends. I had a friend that did Amazon. It was awesome.
Okay, well then there you go.
Yeah.
You could do that. But a lot of the normal bridesmaid dress sites, like they're very strict on return policies and exchanges and things. I hear that all the time though, about brides complaining about a bridesmaid that didn't waited till the last second to order a dress and it still hasn't come in, and the wedding is 2 weeks away and it's supposed to come in this date, but it might not, and blah, 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 blah. So just don't get into that craziness and just get your dress ordered as soon as the bride tells you to. Oh, I have such a good tip as a bridesmaid. When you're a bridesmaid multiple times, and even like your wedding, I have a hair folder in my phone. So in my Photos app, I have a folder that's just all hairstyles from different weddings I've been in. So every time I've been a bridesmaid, I have someone take a picture of my hair right after it's done, and then I put it in this folder so I can like pull it up at some future time and say, I want it like this, but tweaked this way or that way.
You should have told me that because I would have done that for like
I know, isn't that
wedding.
such a good idea?
And now I'm probably like not even gonna be
I don't
able to
know if
afford
I've ever told anybody that, but I have it in here. Or like when I get a really good haircut, take a photo of that. Ooh, always gift the couple on the wedding day.
as opposed to what?
Not giving anything.
Oh, I thought you meant like as like gifting the bride or something.
No.
Oh.
Like the couple.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know how
Yeah,
you
of
would typically
course.
give a
Yeah.
gift of money, typically, but
Yeah.
also other things apply. It's crazy. So like if I could, I feel like you and I could do a whole episode just on this topic alone, but like if it's an out of town wedding, if it's like you're flying somewhere to go to the destination wedding, I think that there's exceptions. So like you don't have to give a gift. Like your presence being there alone is plenty. But in those situations, at least give a card. No matter
Yeah.
what your financial situation is, just at least give a card that's got a nice note in it. You don't have to address why you didn't give a gift at all other than the card. But I think it's just always so sweet to just have a nice card and just be acknowledged and congratulated as a newly married couple.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of shocking how I think this happens to everybody, but like there's some people that I feel like, you know, I'm not sure if their cards got lost from our wedding and things like that. And it's like, I just want to like know, like, did something go missing or did you, I think it's just always nice to at least just acknowledge the couple in a card. Not saying you have to give a gift at all. A gift is a gift, but would be nice if you gave a gift, but a card at a minimum says plenty. Oh, I have another hot take on that too. I think it's tacky when people Venmo each other a wedding gift.
Yeah, but people do it.
Yeah.
That's just some people's style.
It's just so
I wouldn't do it
tacky.
either.
No, it's just a no for me.
I get it,
okay?
but yeah, like for like the formality of an event like that, like
you're getting married.
it just feels a little weird.
And it feels a little lazy. I think
A little bit.
I think check or nothing to me. That's how I am. I don't do cash because if the card got lost, like I'll know that they received it if you do a check.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, if it's Venmo or nothing, then fine. But like put a little effort in. Okay. Don't bother the bride with questions the day of the wedding or even 2 days before. Read the website, read the timeline they gave you. Questions can be so overwhelming. You haven't experienced that yet as a bride, but like when people ask you timeline questions the day of the wedding, there's nothing more irritating.
I'm just gonna try
like
to
I gave you the timeline.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to be ahead of it because sometimes like you like the bride is so busy that she kind of forgets to like inform everybody of like the timeline. So I'm gonna try to do that like kind of in advance.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Ooh, this one's like the sticky situation.
What does that mean?
If you and the bride have a relationship that's a little rocky right now, don't let it bother you on the wedding day. Whatever it is can wait until after. Agreed?
Yeah.
Like there are genuine friendships that get broken up after a wedding between a bridesmaid and the bride. Like that happens all the time, which is so sad. But whatever it is you two got going on, do not ruin the bride's wedding day just because you feel a type of way. Here's another one. Ask for delegating tasks in advance of the wedding day if you can. Okay. So like as a bridesmaid, your job is well more than just standing there and looking pretty. Okay. You're supposed to be helping the couple. So, you know, of course, like carrying her train when she's moving places, fluffing her train out, getting her water when she needs it, like just being there to help. Don't become a liability, be an asset, be there to help, or carrying things. Oh my gosh, that's always like the thing that gets forgotten about is how much stuff you just have to carry from place to place to place. Like maybe she is putting her veil in at the church. So someone has to take the veil from the getting ready room to the church. So that could be designated to a bridesmaid that's not doing many other tasks at the moment so that someone else doesn't have to put that on their own load. Or like jewelry that needs transported, or the reception dress needs transported, the bride's purse. And the bride's purse, obviously she's not going to wear that walking down the aisle, nor does she really want to go to the back room after the wedding before she gets on the party bus. There's no need for her to do that. So if someone was in charge of transporting her purse around, that would be very helpful. Do not forget anything the day of the wedding. Groomsmen are really good at this. They forget things all the time. just look specifically, the most important things are the things that you're wearing on the wedding day. Everything else is forgettable and you'll survive, but the things that you're wearing on that day are super important. Any thoughts, Ange?
Just pack everything ahead of time.
Yeah.
And make sure you have everything.
Make sure you have everything.
I always make a list.
Lists are great.
Yeah.
This is one I already knew kind of, but like it was reconfirmed from Melissa's wedding. As the bridesmaid, like there's always that one person that has the emergency kit, which was me. I had it and it was like, I don't know, in a bag or something. But then what happened was I went around with Melissa taking photos, and that's usually the time you need the emergency kit, and you had it and took it to cocktail hour.
Oh,
yeah. So that was on you.
but I didn't know that. I didn't even know I had it.
So my point being that the emergency kit needs to stay with the couple. So as a bridesmaid, if you're going off to cocktail hour or you're going somewhere different than where the bride and groom are going, just make sure you hand off to somebody that's going with the bride and groom so that they have it. Because in that moment, what Melissa could have really used was there's always like the deodorant refresh time and a snack and water. And those were like the three things we really wanted at that moment. But the emergency kit wasn't around, which is fine. We all survived. I think overall, as a bridesmaid, thinking about how you can make the experience better for the couple. Okay, this isn't your wedding day. This isn't your time. Yes, you should enjoy it to the fullest and it should be so much fun, but don't add stress to the whole day.
No, don't like complain or
no complaining.
You're given a task that you don't love, just do it.
Don't overthink it when you're the 7 a.m. hair and makeup time slot.
No.
Don't stress about what you're wearing and feeling self-conscious.
No.
Yeah. It's easy, I think, for bridesmaids to stress out about the way that they look. Like maybe their makeup isn't exactly how they wanted. Just go and fix it. Don't make it like this huge thing. Okay. Moving on with the day. Just remembering what it's all about. It's for the couple and the bride and groom getting married. Well, this was fun. Ange, any other thoughts on being a bridesmaid? You were several times. Anything in particular that you really enjoyed about being a bridesmaid in any of these weddings?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I like being part of the process with like you and Melissa, like the whole like wedding planning, and then like always catching up with my friends about like all the wedding planning things, and like you're more like in the know.
You're in the know.
That was fun. Getting ready is always a lot of fun. Just chit-chatting with everybody, getting your hair and makeup done, and all the showers and everything, and the bachelorette parties. It's all fun.
It's all really, really fun. Yeah. And I think it can happen often where you have a ton of friends getting married at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're going bachelorette party after bachelorette party, shower after shower. And I think it's just such a fun time of life. So you really got to just totally cherish it. It's a good time. I think we need to get Kevin on. We need Kevin's debut on the Dressing Up podcast. Okay. I think he has a lot to say.
He's a regular listener.
If I know him well, I feel like he has like a whole like Word document typed up already about what he's going to say.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. He always has lots of ideas. A lot of them aren't like dressing up related. More guide type.
Oh gosh. But he can be creative with his thinking sometimes. So we'll see. We'll see what he comes up with. Stay tuned. We don't know when that episode is launching, but we've got our sights set on it. But in the meantime, Ange, you are no longer a bridesmaid. I don't think you'll ever be a bridesmaid again.
No, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. You're the bride now.
So yeah.
It's all about you, and then it's all
But like
over.
same with you, right?
Well, I'm gonna be a bridesmaid one more time, June 14th next year.
Oh, well, yeah, but like after mine.
No, I'm done, I think. Unless someone surprises me. But yeah, good stuff. Being a bridesmaid. So fun.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.